Warning. This program is intended for adults only. What you're about to listen to contains explicit language, sexual topics, and don't be surprised if you get wet.
You've just tuned in to PooseBoss with your host, Victoria Lynn. What's up, guys? It's your girl, Victoria Lynn, and you've just tuned into another episode of PooseBoss. And that's right, this random pussy. Well, let me say, we ain't got no pussy in the room right now. Actually, we got some two fine dicks, cocks, whatever you want to call it. You know I like to be dirty. Go ahead and introduce yourself, fine young men.
I'm Chris.
This is William.
So this is their first time on my podcast, and they're sharing a mic. So if you hear me yell at them, it's because I'm telling them to move the fuck forward. Like, I know you guys know where to put your face when you need to.
Especially if there's a microphone.
Yeah, right? And let's go into that. So, really cool, guys. So I've actually known Will now for, how long has it been? Since
Three-ish more years.
3 years. So basically, where did we meet? Do you remember?
The very first time?
Yeah, I don't think I remember. I remember, though, I put you in as Will Sex. Like, literally, it said Will Sex. Not like I was planning to fuck you or anything.
No.
I don't just Will. Like, took out the sex.
I realized the other day that it's the mark of a good friendship when you don't remember how you met because you've been friends for so long. So that's a good sign.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh, we're shaking hands now. It's real love over here.
No, I have no idea when I first met you.
But I think you didn't like me. If I remember, no, we didn't like each other.
When we liked each other, then we fell out, and then we got back together.
Okay.
It was really sweet.
Because both of us are fucking blunt as fuck. That's what it was. I was like, hell no, bitch. You ain't gonna talk to me this way.
I was like, you can't talk to me like that. And it turns out we can.
Yeah. So I met these guys, and then I met his brother Chris, who's here with him, and I really love these guys because not only are they fucking a rad ass band, which we're gonna get to really soon, but they also are just cool, down to earth fucking dudes. Which, you know, chicks, it's hard to find dudes that are like not out to just fuck you. Though Will did say that if he wasn't married tonight, he'd fuck me, right?
Yeah.
Don't worry, that's just a joke. I put that out there.
Don't let his wife listen to it.
Yeah.
I'm literally divorced now.
I just made it happen. Fuck. Sorry.
It clearly wasn't meant to last.
Yeah, it wasn't meant to be that. But you're not my type. I'm sorry.
Is it the mohawk?
Actually, I really like the faux hawk. So tell us a little bit about your band.
So our band is made up of the three of us brothers, and our last name is Levenbird. We call the band Levenbirds. We had the band in Istanbul, Turkey, where we grew up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, far, far away. Then we moved to the States, kind of stopped for a while. We didn't have the musicians that we wanted. We wanted to be a 5-piece band. Eventually, we were like, fuck it, let's just do it with the three of us, and we're the Levenbirds.
Awesome. So how long have you been in America?
4 years.
4 years.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is perfect because one thing, so we want to know what the top countries that are listening to my podcast is Japan, Saudi Arabia, Bangladesh, and Turkey is on there.
All the weird sex freaks.
Yeah, all the weird sex. Russia, too.
All the people you see
course.
are
Yeah.
late at night on Omegle or whatever that chat. Jerking off. Playing chess, yeah.
So what was it like dating in Turkey versus like being here? Because also, you are not straight, correct?
I'm not straight.
Okay, so so what was it like dating in Turkey versus here? Is that even, because I know
I only dated girls in Turkey.
Oh.
So it was, it was different. It's like the difference between dating girls and dating guys, I guess, except Turkish girls, I think, tend to fall in love very easily.
Really?
Much faster than American girls. Like, you show them some attention, and all of a sudden they're head over heels. So you got to be really careful. I feel like it's not that way here, right?
I think American girls pretend. I feel like a lot of us pretend like we don't care, and then we go and we're like, I'm going to go fuck blah, 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 right? So they're like caring about dude, but they're fucking other dudes to say like, cause I'm the man, right? Like I heard actually a Taylor Swift song off her new album today, and it was all like, if I was a guy, I would be the man because she gets all the dudes. But I was like, but why are we even saying that's good for guys to be like saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's not really.
Don't get me wrong. I like to fuck. I'm not hating on it.
No, that's different.
Yeah.
So William dated successfully a Turkish girl because he's married to one now.
Yeah.
So
How did that work? Yeah, I mean, did you ever date an American girl before you, like, because you've been with her for a long time.
8 years with my...
Wow. Oh, no, on and off. You guys were you were long distance that whole time.
No, only the last 4 years.
But still.
Lived together for like 3 years.
4 years, that's a long time.
We were together long enough before the distance kicked in.
That's crazy. How did you do that?
It's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't, honestly, I think I would cheat. I would at least have to say, like, I'm going to fuck somebody else, and it's okay if you fuck somebody else.
You have an open relationship.
Yeah, because for me, it's like, it's too far. It's too far. I mean, I really respect it. I think it's mad cool if you can do that. It's just that I feel like my vagina would be like, what the fuck are you doing to yourself?
Well, we see each other frequently. We're with each other maybe 5 times a year, and we're with each other like 2 weeks or longer.
Okay.
But still, I think it's really
hard.
hard.
There's like a lot of gaps, and then there's a lot of,
Yeah.
And
time
that's
together.
And that's tricky, like, as a gay man, because, I feel like most gay couples have open relationships anyway, even if they're not apart. So I've talked to my brother a lot, and even, my sister-in-law about it. I'm like, isn't there a way to have an open relationship as a straight couple? Not that straight couples can't.
Yeah.
But it seems pretty rare.
I think it's because, men just don't put as much emotion into sex as women do. We just, like, oh my God, I had sex with him, he's going to be my husband tomorrow. Like how you were saying, like, I really think it's taking more women time to get that out of their head, but I'm noticing, like, when I'm talking to people, if they're not in their 30s, they never thought that way. The younger generation, they're just into fucking dudes. Like, girls, it seems like they're just, like, doing it because they think they're supposed to.
Yeah.
Because I was talking to this one girl, and she's 18, and she said that she has friends who aren't, like, they're not coming during sex. So why are you fucking everybody?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But, I mean, if you're 18, 19 years old and you're having sex with your peers, it makes sense.
What makes sense?
I don't know, because
You don't think so?
I feel like if I had somebody who had been honest with me, like at 16, like instead of saying like, hey, here's all the bad things about sex, but saying here's the bad things like AIDS, blah, 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 right? But here's the good things. You can come this way. Like if somebody actually taught me.
Like a sex positive.
Yeah,
education.
I wouldn't have slept with all the fuckboys I did.
Yeah.
Because I would have realized I thought that's what sex was supposed to feel like. You know what I mean?
That's the problem with sex education in this country, is that it's only giving you the negatives. It's only saying don't get pregnant, don't get AIDS, don't get chlamydia. It's not saying, oh, you can fall in love with someone, you can have a special connection with someone.
Yeah.
You can just have sex for pleasure.
Yeah.
But it's all just about, it's just the Debbie Downer sex talk.
I know. I was actually watching this documentary on Hulu, and it was about Satanism. Okay.
Of course you were.
And I was like, I can't believe this. But then I was like, oh, these guys kind of had their own little point in a way. What they were doing is basically saying that they don't believe in Satan. They're just using the word Satan as the opposite of Christianity, right?
It's like word terrorism.
Yes. And so what they're doing is literally dressing up as the fake devils, right? And almost putting on stupid, like, protests that are ridiculous. Like they put baby heads on that were killing each other in front of an abortion, because they're just saying how ridiculous this is, that we can't be who we want to be.
Yeah.
And I was actually a little taken back, because by the end of it, I was like, damn, if you actually listen to them, they're making a very valid point. And it comes to even our sex education, it is being ran kind of by Christianity.
Yeah,
no, but
yeah.
imagine
Exactly.
what the Christian culture and the Christian thing looked like when it was originating in the early, stages in the Roman Empire way back, 100, 200 AD. It must have looked really weird compared to the culture of, the many gods and the sex and the wine, and they were all like, singing songs together, abstaining in a basement. So I think it's always the right thing to challenge culture. And when the Satanists, use their spooky, the devil kind of dogma, I think it's really funny. They
kind of like the Church of the
churches.
Flying Spaghetti Monster.
What?
Right?
Wait,
Pastafarian.
the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster.
Yeah, I don't know if
Pastafarian.
that's exactly what it's called, but this guy wrote, first it was like an op-ed or something, then he wrote a book, and it's kind of satirizing religion in a way, and he's making this whole religion about pasta.
But he got it eventually to be recognized as a real religion, so that he could wear a spaghetti strainer on his head on his driver's license, which he currently has.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
And there's like 150 registered
That's amazing.
Pastafarians in America.
It's kind of like the Satanists, right?
It is. That's
they
what
don't believe in this, they're just making a point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I was really impressed by it, honestly. But it And, you know, so going to our topic real quickly, which is sex toys, which I'm really excited because I feel like this is going to be a good topic for us. I was researching, and, you know, one of the first sex toys was...
Researching.
Yeah, so researching. And one of the first sex toys was made of, it's literally a big-ass dildo. It has to be, like, dude... I don't know where they put this thing. Like, it was like a good, 12-foot, fucking...
Isn't it true
No
that
way.
the dildo predates the wheel by a few thousand years?
No shit, I didn't find that.
People, evolving were like, we should put things inside us before getting...
Women, though. They say, though, it started with women. You think
so?
dudes?
Oh yeah, I bet it started with women.
No
of course.
way.
I don't know. I agree. See, I see where he's going with this. He's like, because women... But why are all sex toys really geared towards women? There's very few that are geared towards men, right? I mean...
Well, probably gay men use more sex toys than straight men, I would say.
Do you think that there's, though, sex toys for... for example, right? I know gay men and women use strap-ons.
Yeah.
But... Are there really sex toys geared towards men, to help you, that are really geared towards gay men? Or are they just geared to where they're like, oh, we're just going to kind of make this a little different from what we sell to women? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's probably the same thing,
Yeah.
basically. Maybe the marketing is a little different.
Yeah.
Packaging
But,
instead
yeah.
of pink.
Yeah.
But that would go into, you could get into the whole, straight men would be afraid to use a sex toy because, there's stigma around getting pegged or whatever, even if they are completely straight.
Yeah.
They still are afraid to have that kind of pleasure.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you think
Oh,
that's it?
definitely. I mean, it's funny because I always bring up pegging now because I actually had a couple friends who have, pegged somebody.
Yeah.
And so, and I tell my girlfriends and they what the fuck do you mean guys ask for that? And I'm like,
Yeah.
well, yeah, they have. I'm like, so would you peg? And they're like, I don't know if I could do that. I'm like, I mean, honestly, I'm the game. I'm game.
Yeah.
What do you want, baby?
Sure. If it's just, whatever makes you come, right? Whatever you need to have a good time.
Yep. I mean, I've used sex toys in the bedroom with other people. Have you?
I haven't actually.
Really?
I haven't, and I've always wanted to.
Wow. How about you, Will?
No.
No?
No.
So.
But I have a question about
yeah,
sex toys.
yeah.
So I went to Burning Man recently, and one of the girls in my camp is this beautiful girl who went to this massage place, and there's this guy who uses a bunch of vibrators on the girls.
Okay.
He doesn't.
If only at fucking Burning Man.
I know, right? 'Cause, he brings them into a tent. It's just them. He blindfolds them. They lay down on the bed.
Yeah. I didn't say that. That was Will.
And he apparently just massages their body and then uses vibrators on them and makes them have a great orgasm. And then they leave, and then the next one comes in. So that's his gift.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah, does anyone else? Let me blindfold you, and then I'm gonna make you come. It must be. Do they get to even see what the guy looks like?
Probably.
Okay, because I was like, what if this dude's he's like slobbering as.
Yeah. But it just looks like the devil. Yeah. No, so she's like, I hesitated at first because I don't like to use vibrators on myself because it desensitizes my vagina. It makes it harder for me to come if I use vibrators. That's why I prefer to just use my hand. What's your experience with that?
So I've been told that a lot too by girls, but
Yeah.
honestly, I mean, I use both. I'm a huge vibrator fan, but I got I have a mini vibrator, but I usually start with my hand, and that's how I get myself almost enticed, and then the vibrator just sets me off,
Finishes the...
But I will say, as far as guys out there ain't many guys making me come.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, no.
Because they just don't know what they're doing?
They don't know what they don't care.
Oh, really?
They don't fucking care. That's why it's I can go hook up with all these dudes. See, that's where I think it might be the difference from men to women. Men can go and they bust, right? A girl, I'll go hook up with a guy. If he doesn't eat me out, most likely I'm not coming. So I'm what the fuck, it's not fun for me.
Yeah.
Well, I have an interesting
Yes.
question to pose, let's say. So, a man and woman, they both show up to fuck. It's the man's responsibility both for his own orgasm and yours. It's interesting.
Here comes the Will I know and love.
Right. And if we're living in 2019 and this is just for the sake of argument, I personally would imagine
I agree.
in my sex life that you should try to make each other come, mutually. But this is replying to your comment of how you frequently wouldn't come in a situation with a dude or many dudes. And I feel like, and I know that definitely in like gay relationships, it's everybody's personal responsibility to carry their orgasm.
No, everybody's
load.
orgasm is their own responsibility. I believe that. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't do what you can to help your partner come.
Yeah.
Like you do get pleasure out of that person getting pleasure, but at the end of the day, if that partner isn't doing it for you, then you got to do it for yourself. Agreed.
Here's where I think women, or for me at least, how I can speak for women in this one, as having one vagina out of the many. Nobody taught me. Nobody said to me, it's okay to learn to go and just fuck somebody to come and leave them. I'm taught as a woman to please my man.
Yeah.
So to me, I don't comprehend. It took me a long time to comprehend, one, how to even do it, because nobody tells you like, hey, if you hop on top and you go this way and you do this, nobody gives you that direction as a woman, Yeah. It's not like a man, I guess, where you just like jerk off and you know to bust.
Yeah.
Well, when we were growing up and we were like, older teenagers and we were, finally having sex, regular sex for the first time, me and my brothers, we would talk about who gave, their partner the most orgasms, how they did it. And it was like a boasting thing. Oh, I gave my girlfriend this many orgasms.
Yeah.
Oh, last night she had this many orgasms, etc., etc. And it's interesting because I feel like most men would have that sort of boasty mentality about giving women orgasms, but I think probably in the reality it's just not true for the majority of men.
I think they rather talk about how many people they've slept with. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Our culture has changed so much where it's like
the numbers matter.
The numbers over quality.
Just like Instagram.
Yeah, right? It's like you'd rather just bang out somebody. I mean, sure, it was good, whatever, than like actually connect, And that's why I think, with sex toys, right? Now with sex toys, it's like eventually we were just talking about there's a robot that just won. Or a little bit. It probably wasn't just one, but within the past, not too long ago, a robot just won some big robot convention, got number 1, but they found out it was a sex robot, so they disqualified it, which is some bullshit because
why?
Because they don't want people to have
the robot
robots with sex.
The industry will get funded by consumerism the same way the internet did. It will be sex robots, just like it was
Of
pornography
course,
that spread.
of course, sex is what drives us as human beings. That's why I think it's so funny we can't talk about
The
it.
internet was struggling until they figured out how to put porn on it.
Really?
Of course. And the biggest industry in the future is going to be sex robots when they can put that VR shit on your eyes.
They already have. So my friend was talking to me and he was looking at one. It's $2,000.
I know it's expensive.
That's not even that bad. $2,000?
No, then you have to pay like a $200. I've looked into this. and then you have to pay like a $200 a month subscription to get the VR things because you can't just film, VR on your iPhone.
Oh yeah, and then
but the future thing is they're gonna sync up your brain waves to a stimulated vibrator, and then we will officially not need to buy women drinks anymore.
Wow.
Yeah, it's gonna be really
if
bad,
that's
especially
true,
if you think in cultures like China and Japan where the men have a.
Oh really?
I just straight stopped him in the middle of conversation. Yeah, look, wait, it even has pulsating. Here, feel it.
She has a vibrator on her neck, and I thought it was a necklace.
I thought it was a bullet because I saw this big.
Oh wow, that's like really
it's like
gone.
a real it's a
really
real
gone.
vibrator. It's gold plated.
No way.
I'm not gonna. I didn't use it. Don't worry. I didn't have you touching like a dirty. It's fun. Yeah. It smells so clean. That's because it hasn't been on. Look, he put it in his brother's face and he went. I don't want to waft that shit. But yeah, no, I know it's crazy, right? Because
I love that, by the way.
I know.
That's awesome. I thought because I see it here with just like the butt sticking out. I thought it was like a bullet, which you see on necklaces.
No. This is so. Sarah sent this to me, my producer, and I was like, I really, really want this, but I'm like, it's too expensive. Like, who's gonna spend this much on a fucking vibrator? Over $150.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, for a fucking vibrator.
Well, that's why I haven't bought any sex toys. Sex toys aren't cheap.
So
And
have
the
you ever gone
secondhand
online
market
though?
sucks. Yeah,
Which one?
The secondhand market.
Ew, you're so nasty, dude. Which I was just thinking about that when you were talking about that bitch getting vibrated. How do you know that he's properly cleaning those toys?
You don't. You just trust, I guess.
Trust until you end up with a break.
Come on, he has to be using condoms on top of those if he's satisfying multiple strangers.
I'm sure
He should.
I'm
He
sure
should.
the girls have thought of that, right? They're not just gonna let
Does
it
he have like a jug?
Do you know how many girls are sleeping with no protection now?
Really?
Oh my God. So I went
Really?
I went to hook up with this guy, right? And literally I told him we're going to hook up. Like, so he knew. And I'm like, okay, let's go back to my house. And I just thought of it before. I said, by the way, do you have condoms? And he was like, no, I don't have any. And I'm like, you knew you were coming to fuck me. And like, it happens a lot where guys are like, oh, I forgot them. I've started to have to bring my own.
Yeah.
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 I'm like, damn, like how many bitches out here just, and the thing is, they out here in LA, they doing everything, anal, everything. I'm just like,
Remember,
sorry, you're,
no, sexual diseases are creepy.
They're not. It's a part. I mean,
it happens.
It happens.
It happens.
If you're sexually active, it's gonna happen.
Yeah. I mean, it happens. I don't think it's, we should make it, but my thing is like, I think we just need to talk about and be safe. Like the pill,
Yeah.
like, there's now the pill for HIV.
Yeah, PrEP.
PrEP, yeah. But I tried to get it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you could have unprotected.
So I could have unprotected sex. Yeah. To be honest.
With HIV positive people.
No.
Oh.
Just somebody in
But
particular.
does PrEP protect you from
That's a little
Wait,
crazy.
what was the situation though? Tell me.
For me, so my biggest fear has always been HIV. Like, just fucking scared out of my mind about HIV. Everything else, I don't really care about. Okay,
Yeah.
I mean, I've been lucky not to get anything, but personally, I really like unprotected sex because for me, what gets me off is when someone comes at me.
Yeah.
That's just like, I come 10 times harder, everything. So when I like somebody, I want to be able to do that
And
with
you're on
them.
birth control.
No.
Did you?
Okay, let's talk about this for a little bit. I haven't done this. That's why I'm using condoms. But
Okay.
there's one specific person.
Okay, got it.
oh.
This is like a fantasy.
Well, yeah, we'll just say
Well,
it's
fantasy you try to actualize.
yeah, I tried it, but I was like, what if I got on? What if I could get this? Then at least I could feel safe. And if I were, because when I have sex, like sometimes you do have sex with somebody and you get drunk, and it's not their fault that they didn't put on condoms. It's your fault for not saying it, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you gotta take blame too.
Yes,
Yes and no.
yes, and their fault.
Well, yeah, but
Protection should. Yeah, but okay, go
but
on.
that's what I'm saying. A lot of people don't like to use it, dude. Like a lot.
I feel like if you're
It's still
listening
a
to the
conversation
podcast,
you should have if you're
Yeah.
not too inebriated.
Do you feel like in like gay men use it a lot? Do you feel like it's like a go-to? Because I know
Well, it's a really hot topic in gay culture because PrEP, I think, like first became popular in 2012.
Mm-hmm.
Guys started getting on it, and it's like 98.9% effective in preventing HIV. So then a lot of guys are like, well, shit, we don't have to use condoms anymore. And then chlamydia and gonorrhea went through the roof, like just passed around everywhere. So it was very effective in preventing new HIV infections. Super effective. But everyone's passing around other STIs as well.
Yeah, and I hear now that there's some super gonorrhea. Because basically what's happening is, right, we're passing these around, people are going and getting...
More and more antibiotics.
Yep, and
then
it's not
treating
helping.
it.
picking it up again.
As far as I
Yeah.
know, there hasn't been any...
This is fucking Will's face.
there hasn't been a case of it in America yet. But it's
What, the
been
super-
one...
the
Yeah,
super
super
G?
gonorrhea. It's been in Australia and in England.
That's because they fuck sheep.
Do they really, though? Come on now.
So, fingers crossed, we're not going to get it here, but you still got to be careful.
Yeah, I know. I know you have
But
to
it's
be
a
careful.
personal choice. Like, when I go for my STI checkup, they ask, how many sexual encounters have you had? And
Yeah.
You tell them how many. They
You
say,
lie.
how many were protected? And
You
say,
lie.
And you say some. Like,
Yeah.
Did you use a condom all the time?
Yeah.
The answer is almost never going to be yes. It's
Yeah.
like, no, sometimes I did, sometimes I didn't. I think that's reality.
Yeah.
So you just have to be careful. Like, okay, what are the circumstances around you having sex? Like, are you really fucked up and just having sex with anyone? That's going to be riskier
Yeah.
than someone that you've vetted.
Yeah.
So
And also about PrEP, one thing that's important for people to know is, if you're HIV positive but undetectable, you can't pass the virus on to anyone.
Oh, yes. So I
Right.
have a friend who, well, no, she was HIV positive at one point. Oh, and on PrEP, if you're on PrEP with it, you can't pass it.
No, even if you're not. If you're HIV positive, you can't be on PrEP. You have to take other medications.
Okay.
But if you're HIV positive and you're taking your medications to suppress the viral load, you cannot pass it. You're undetectable, and you can't pass it on to anyone. So even if you're positive and you're having sex with me and I'm not on PrEP,
Yeah.
I still won't get anything.
Yeah. I know people. Well, I have one
it's
friend.
It's still so scary, the thought. Even
Of
Yeah.
course.
Even though you
Yeah.
can even if you know this person can't pass me anything, the idea is just a little unsettling, and it had until the cure for HIV, and I believe it's around the corner because of CRISPR and gene editing and all that bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like until we have a solid cure, they've cured like a handful of people,
Mm-hmm.
like 4 or 5 guys.
I know somebody who's cured from HIV. Yeah, so I'm actually in this film. It's called Getting Unstuck, and it's about a woman who got HIV from female to female.
Really?
Actually, yes,
Is that possible?
Yeah, it's very possible. So I guess they were using a dildo or some sort, and somehow it. But the movie's about how basically she had no idea that she had it. She was in rehab. Her friend said, "Hey, I need to get this test. I'm scared," because she was like a prostitute, and she said, "We'll do it together." So she just went and did it with her, and then ends up finding out she's actually HIV positive. So she went through this whole thing, and now she is. I don't know if she would consider herself not HIV positive. I think she does because her T cells are completely, I guess, she's undetectable, and she has a partner, and they sleep together.
Yeah.
But she's living. She's living.
Yeah.
She doesn't seem like she's sick.
No, it's not the end of the world.
It's not. It's not definitely what. Yes.
And very soon, I think we will cure it. Well, not me, but someone else.
Hopefully, if they want us to cure it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
I feel like I just feel like sex is a way to keep us all in line.
Repressed.
Yeah. Because right, like you're looking like at the was looking at like Greek, porn. Like I was looking at all the old scribes, porn from China, and like literally everybody's a fucking freak, dude.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because if we look at like the earliest humans, like when we were hunter-gatherers before the agricultural revolution, we don't really know for sure that monogamy in marriage was a thing. Chances are the idea and term that we have in modern culture, it takes a village to raise a child, it would have been more or less what it would have been, because that's kind of how it is like in like a gorilla or a baboon-esque, modern primate family. It's sure they have a primary mother, but the father, unless it's, the head alpha ape, it's unknown and it's raised and passed around.
Yeah.
So it seems like monogamy might not work, and it might just be a Judeo-Christian kind of like control mechanism.
Yeah, I mean, I do think it's funny because I started reading this book called The Unethical Slut.
Yeah, the ethical slut?
Oh, shit, that's right, The Ethical.
The ethical slut.
I was thinking they were saying that's what they
I
call
want to
it.
read that book.
Yeah, I like The Unethical. But no, The Ethical Slut. I think it was The Ethical Slut, yeah. And it's so good because it literally breaks down as to how we've told ourselves, like, how jealousy is wrong and how all these things that we go through, but it's like, but why are we putting so much pressure on sex? And like one of the things that I told my best friend this, I said, so in the book, it actually says that the best sex you'll have with are your friends. Because they say, like, the thing is, we're all weirded out, but the truth is these people care about you.
Yeah.
Versus like,
So have you
I've never fucked one of my
I
friends.
feel like in a perfect world, yes, but there's just too many feelings.
To me, I think that it would get complicated. Like, I have
For
a hard
sure.
time crossing that boundary.
I agree. I think that'd be a mistake.
I'm trying
Even
to
though
think if I've ever
logically
had
it
sex
seems
with
like
an
it would
actual
really work,
friend.
and you do care about each other.
Yeah.
But
It becomes weird afterwards, I'd imagine.
yeah.
But do we make it weird because it's weird because we're told it's weird? You know what I mean? Like, why is it weird?
You don't have sex with your friends when you're a kid. It seems like,
That's different.
What are you talking about? When I was a kid, I was definitely like, my cousin showed me his junk, right? That's my first penis. Like, when we're kids, we are showing each other everything.
Playing doctor.
Yeah, I remember playing doctor with the girl, the lesbian. She ended up being a lesbian. My friend next door.
She could have turned you.
She tried. She loved playing doctor, man.
Let's see how this will change. Scissors.
Scissors. That doesn't work, so I've been told. I've never tried it. It looks too complicated. And with this fat ass, it's not happening. Like, I'm not hopping on top of it.
I've heard scissoring isn't really a thing.
Yeah, me too.
I've Googled it. I can assure you it's real. Even if it's not, it's real. The simulation of it is
Well, I guess, how are sex toys going to simulate scissoring?
Okay, I mean.
Yeah.
You would get those elastic bungees. No, you get like these those workout bands, and you tie them between your legs on the door behind you.
Yo, speaking of sex toys, have you ever used a sex swing?
No.
No? No?
But I've seen someone using them.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And what was that like?
It was hot.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Like, where were you at? Were you at, like, one of those, like,
I was
sex
at like
shows?
a sex party.
Oh, sex party. Okay, yeah.
Like a sex party, you know, pay like $20 to go in or something.
It's only $20.
It was. I can't remember if it was 20 or 40. Either way, it wasn't crazy. It was pretty cheap, and they had like a bunch of different dark rooms.
I don't know. You can get a blowjob for that in Southgate.
And yeah, but only one. If you want 10, then
yeah,
you
I mean,
better pay the 40 and get, you know,
because you can hook up.
I only want one.
Your options are very.
You only want one.
And then a nap.
We see how you are after sex.
Exactly.
Fucked.
Mr. Adventurer.
Yeah, right. He's like, oh, I came, I'm done.
Came and I'm dead.
Yeah, so there was like a sex sling in every room, and there was a guy in it, and other guys fucking the dude. It was hot.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds hot.
Oh, the
But
swing
girls-
was the toy.
The swing is like
The
a sex
I
toy.
don't know. That's more of like a no. I don't know if that counts.
What are you
It's
talking?
not a toy, but it's not a toy, but it's not a toy.
It's
a toy is
it's a
something
piece
that
of equipment that you would use for
Equipment,
sex.
yeah. I mean, you would find it on a
No,
sex
it's
toy.
like a mic stand. You know what I mean? It's helping. It's not picking up audio.
That was a good one there. Yeah.
Have you ever been in a sling?
No, I really want to though. That's like one of my things, but like I actually looked into
Have
it.
you ever been to a sex party?
No.
Oh, well, how can you find out about
Where's
that? How can you
Aaron?
go?
I'm waiting for
I don't
somebody
know
to
where
invite
straight
me.
people
I
have
don't
sex
know
parties.
either.
Third brother, we can out him.
Yeah.
He's not listening. The third brother goes to sex parties.
Does he? Okay.
He pays to get in.
Oh, really? Okay, I
Or
really
with his girlfriend.
I want to I want to go. So I got invited to one, but I don't. Okay, it sounded like more like a dude who was just inviting better bitches to fuck him. So I was like, that ain't a sex party to me. Like,
It's like a harem.
yeah,
There's just a bunch of girls and one guy.
yeah. I was like, but where's the other dicks at? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can expect me.
You gotta imagine them.
No, he's like, you go fuck the girls. I'm like, nah, that's okay.
Yeah.
I mean-
so our brother was telling us about a sex, but it's more like a swinger party, I guess. Like,
Oh,
so
okay.
you can go as a single girl or with your girlfriend.
Yeah.
You can't go as a single guy.
Yeah.
And it's mostly couples who are having sex in public, or they're trying to swap. And
Do you think you could go as man, woman, man? Like, could it go or bring two guys?
Ooh, that's a good question because what if that is
No,
what
what if
I mean
that's
now?
their- what if
Yeah,
they're
what if
like
that's my
that?
relationship?
Yeah.
probably.
You're building bridges.
I don't know.
But you know what? I bet it would be a problem at first. You would probably have to push for it.
Yeah. Because it's two guys. It's
Threesome.
not a typical.
Threesome. I actually had my first threesome. Well, I had a threesome a long time ago too, but I had my like most recent one. I had another one recently.
How was it?
It was a lot of fun,
Was
but
it a guy and a girl?
yeah, but I definitely got tricked into it. Like, yeah.
How did that happen?
So I was like, I'm
Burning Man.
yeah, I was at Burning Man walking around, and this guy was like, "Hey, do you want to come in my tent? I have a vibrator."
And there's good as girls there.
Yeah, then there was girls there. Next thing I know, like, oh my god. So what happened was,
Well, no. Tell me how you got tricked so I can practice.
I'm gonna tell you. So I was on Tinder and I was like, fuck this, I'm gonna try dating girls. Like, I'm just so sick of dudes. Like, they're just throwing me off. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna swipe a little bit and see if I can hook up with somebody, see what it's like. Because, you know, like, I'm hooked up with girls in a sense, but I've never, like, really hooked up with girls to the point where it's like,
Where you had an orgasm.
yeah, and also where it's like, I mean, I've never ate anyone out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
that's...
So you wanted to try.
Ugh. So here's the thing. If it was Rihanna, I would probably be all over that shit. But, like, Rihanna,
Why not another one as well?
maybe. But, like, Rihanna is just...
She's
She's
gorgeous.
fucking amazing.
Yeah.
You know? Will looks so disappointed with my
What's
answer.
wrong with Sarah?
Why are you going to pull Sarah into this?
Well, not Sarah, but I just feel like people make such a big deal, especially about Rihanna's vajayjay, and a lot of women I've heard talk about Rihanna's vajayjay, and I just feel like
Because she's
The
so
meat- she's
bad.
Sexy, and
She is
she's
hot.
bad.
She's hot and she's cool. She fucking chill.
but vagina is kind of like vagina, you know what I mean?
No, everyone's entitled to like the vagina they want. Not everyone wants to have sex with Lady Gaga like you. know?
Yeah. Oh, wait. You like Lady Gaga?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm
that was
more-
always your celebrity girl. That's
No.
Okay. I'm
Okay,
wrong.
so who's
No,
your...
it's Ariana Grande.
Oh, okay.
But
Lady
I
Gaga
mean,
got
also-
old.
I'd
Sorry, you
also
moved
leave
on.
my wife for Miley Cyrus but she'd also leave her husband for my wife, maybe. So I don't know how it would work.
She already left her husband.
Can we talk about that? Do you do celebrity gossip?
Okay, yeah. Let's talk about Miley
Okay,
Cyrus
okay,
because
Miley-
I love Miley
This is old
Cyrus.
news, but this is my take
Okay.
on Miley Cyrus.
Okay,
You
speaking to the
can't
mic,
cheat-
bitch.
Okay, and I have a wife, so I guess I have the right to say this. You can't cheat on your husband with a woman.
What?
What?
That's not true at all.
How's that?
Cheating is cheating.
I
That's
know,
like you can't cheat on your wife with a man?
No, but there's a dick there.
Wait. So cheating only happens if there's a
double
dick
standard.
involved.
I think so.
Okay. I'm not making any sense.
No, that's just my opinion. I just feel like if my wife was like having sex with a chick on the side, I'd be like, hot.
Yeah, but that's just what you think.
I know, but I don't know. I think Liam isn't.
I don't. Well, first off, she came out on Twitter and said she never cheated on him, and that's some fucking bullshit.
Doesn't matter. Who cares?
Okay, but she didn't cheat on him. She said that she did, however, do a bunch of drugs, but she did not cheat on him. So, like, my whole thing is, I don't know. I think that he fucking wanted her to be somebody that she's not. He wanted her to be Miley Cyrus, who he met when she was 17. It's been a long time.
Didn't she come out as Polly or whatever the fuck?
Well, yeah, she came out as Polly a while ago, and then she came back and pulled back. She's trying to figure herself out, and, like, probably what happened is, right, all these dudes suck, right? I mean, they do. Even this, like, because I think what happens with men is that they can't be emotional the way that we women, we want them to be, right? And part of that is because society's told men they can't be emotional. And so even when you start to get to know someone really, really well, like, and you get really close with somebody, like, I feel like men are always have their guard up, versus women, we don't. So, like, I think she's young. She's obviously an artist, which you guys know, at being musicians, like, you're like, always kind of all over the fucking place. So it's like, she just needs, like, better guidance, I feel like. And so he just was like, yeah, come marry me. Like, why the fuck would you marry after a year when she was sleeping with a bunch of people, fucking around? Like, like, she stopped smoking weed. Come on, the girl's a big pothead. I was so mad when she was like, yeah, I don't smoke weed anymore. It's bad. And then I was like, yeah, right, bitch. Let me see you in a month. She was smoking weed again.
She didn't cheat.
I don't think she cheated.
What, is that the gossip, or is it...
The gossip is she cheated,
the
and then
gossip? I don't know anything
and then
about it.
basically she came out with Brody Jenner's ex-wife. Some other woman just left Brody Jenner, who is what's his name, Caitlyn Jenner's son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just gossip. We don't really know.
No, well, I mean,
she's dating that woman right
yeah,
now.
she's dating the woman. She's
she is?
been out, seen with the woman, and she's basically like,
Out and about scissoring.
they weren't scissoring. They were like laying on each other.
Scissoring somewhere right now.
Every lesbian tells me scissoring does not work, so I highly doubt it.
Until there's video proof that they're not scissoring.
If you ever watch the L Word, they never scissored. Do you know I learned from the L? You don't know what the L... Do you know what the... Oh my God. Okay, so the L Word was back in the day on HBO. It was so good. It was like, I don't know. It was all about lesbians. And like, there was this one hot chick on there. Like, she was like the dude of them. And like, that's how I figured out how lesbians like really have sex, right? Because, porn, like, it's complete bullshit.
Yeah.
But then like, I was watching like the L Word, and the girl like hopped up on the girl's skirt and she started fingering her like this. And I was like, oh, that's how they bang. Like, the girl sits on you, and then you bang them with your fingers. Wow. Mind blown.
Huh.
Yeah.
Huh.
See, yeah, that wouldn't work for me. It sounds like so... Like, what is the other person doing while they're finger banging you? Is that any fun?
You have to, you have to be involved with the whole body. You're making out, you're writhing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Doing something.
I don't
Sounds
know.
hot.
Huh?
Sounds hot.
Sounds hot. Yeah,
I
right.
don't care if only one of them's getting off. I'm getting off. Two of us are getting off.
But the first porn I ever saw was lesbian porn.
Really?
And I think, like, there was this... It was maybe one of our older brothers or someone that we lived with. We lived in, like, a commune situation. And we, like, snuck onto his computer because we didn't have our own computer.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just full of lesbian porn. And I remember, like, you said it's unrealistic, and it took me a while to realize that. But it's like, getting fingered and the nails are, like, 4 inches long. And it's like, oh, my God. That's
Yeah.
insane. That's
I
not
know.
gonna happen.
I don't understand that either. Okay, so Also, I watched another porn recently, and this bitch was fisting herself, and I don't get that. Like, how can you get all the way up to your elbow? Like, you are very ambidextrous. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
It
Takes elbow grease, huh?
Yeah, it takes a lot of elbow grease. So,
But I feel like she's really like reaching for herself.
bada bing.
Touch her heart.
You touched your heart. So, I mean, we've touched so fucking much, I feel like, already. I'm like, where do we go from here? I mean, we're definitely having another interview very soon.
Yeah, we got to talk about the album.
Yeah, the album's coming out. Let's give us a little preview of what we got going on and where everyone can find you. Like, shout out your Instagram and stuff.
Yeah, we have. So last summer we put out a 3-song EP, and you can find those songs on Spotify and Apple Music and iTunes and everything if you search for Levenbirds. And then we wanted to do better. You know, we wanted to put out better music, so we stopped playing live for a while. We went to the studio. We actually like rented a place in Joshua Tree for a few days. And
Oh, cool.
wrote a bunch of songs, came back, talked about them over and over again, showed them to some friends, be like, what do you like? Is this one better? Is this one? We put together, I think 8 songs.
Wow.
And so we'll put out like a legit album over the next few months, and hopefully have some singles, and hopefully they're something that everyone will relate to.
That's awesome. Yeah, so one thing we didn't touch on is kind of y'all's background. So let's get people excited for the next episode with you guys on.
Yeah.
So who wants to take it away and, you know, tell me? I don't know how to introduce this.
What do you know?
I really don't. Okay, so I really don't know much.
Tell us.
I'll tell you
know
what.
and who
We'll
told
fill in
it
the
to
gap.
you.
Well, you know who told it to me.
Well, but go on, tell us.
Okay,
the
so
story.
Erica told me.
All right.
Erica told me that basically that you all 3 were in a sex cult in Turkey. Well, no, it was started somewhere else, and your family was in it as well.
Yeah.
And your family's pretty big. Like, you have how many brothers and sisters?
10 of us.
What the fuck?
8 boys and 2 girls.
All same mother, father.
Yeah.
Okay.
Apparently. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I challenge that idea. But
We don't all really look alike. Like, you know, Victoria's looking at both of us. Do we look alike?
No.
No.
one of us is handsome.
No. Y'all are very different features is what it is. It's
Yeah.
like...
So the group, the cult, started in California, actually.
Oh, okay.
As, you know,
Huntington Beach.
a lot of...
Huntington Beach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it went all across America. They kind of jumped over to Europe. My parents met in Europe. They had joined separately, I guess. They're both from New York City. They were really sex positive. Like, all these people were hippies anyway, and probably, you know, taking a lot of drugs and sleeping with people.
Yep.
But then, you know, they were encouraged to, you know, use sex to get new members, which worked really well, as you can imagine.
Sex sells.
Yeah.
So who got it first? Was it your mom or your dad? Like,
Who got religion?
no, like as far as in the sex cult first.
Oh, I'm not sure. I don't know.
So to my knowledge, Dad found Jesus first, but joined the cult second. If that's
Anyway, it
right.
doesn't matter.
Wait,
But-
so is the cult still is in a sense based on religion?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Based on
Jesus.
Jesus is going to come back.
Okay.
You know, we're living in the end time. You gotta, you know, to be spiritual, evangelize, preach Jesus,
Pray.
spend a lot of time praying. Don't have a job. Like, you don't want to be in the world, right? You don't want to be in the rat race. You have to take yourself out of it. So that's what.
So how do you make money?
It's a good question. How do you make money? So I think like the sex made some money for them back in the 70s. 'cause
Oh,
the
okay,
girls
like-
would sleep with guys and be like, "Hey, we have this religious movement.
You want to give us some?
You want to give us some money because you know we need to live here."
Yeah.
So
Sometimes they'd even knock the women up, so they'd have like
babies to support.
babies to pay for it because they didn't want to ruin their wives or let the news ruin their work.
And then you would also like, you know, do what churches do, and you like get people who liked you but didn't want to join, but just would support you and give you money.
That's
so
wild.
like basically whatever you could do. Sometimes you could have a job like for a short period of time if you were really strapped financially. You weren't supposed to.
Yeah.
Sometimes you could, but you kind of had to do whatever you needed to do to get by.
Mm-hmm.
All that to say, everyone was poor.
Everyone was
There was
poor.
a lot of
Yeah.
like low key scams and like requests and like charity gigs.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense, right? I mean,
In other parts of the world where like that wasn't Turkey, that was more religious, like Brazil
Or here in America.
or here in America, they could actually sell
Jesus.
Jesus. They would have videos and cassettes about Jesus they could sell and support themselves.
wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, some people made like thousands of dollars a month just selling Jesus propaganda.
But sex was always a big part of the cult, I think, like starting with that, because a lot of like the founder came from churches, and churches didn't believe in premarital sex.
Yeah.
And then his whole thing was, God, sex is a gift, and God wanted us to all to have sex, and he was very sex positive. Even for a hot minute, he thought about making homosexual sex,
Well, between men.
Yeah.
But
No, between men
but
and,
hang on.
and between women.
Hang on, explain.
And then I think he just backpedaled and he's like, no, God doesn't want men to have sex. It's okay for women to have sex if they don't exclude men.
No, but like
It's like you can't be in a lesbian relationship.
But you can be-
fool
But
around.
he says in the Bible says a couple times that men shouldn't have sex with each other. It says that both in the Old and New Testament, but it never specifically mentions at all in the entire Bible female on female sex. And
So
the cult leader was like,
interesting.
aha, scissoring must be allowed. Because it
Scissoring
turned him the
must be
fuck
allowed.
on, and of course it did.
Okay, I've definitely decided somebody here loves scissoring.
Yeah, it's no secret.
I'm gonna get a tattoo.
Yeah.
On my elbow so I can like...
So you can move the legs.
Just go.
Yeah. That's crazy though. It's funny though. No matter what, that's what I was saying. Like with women, like we've just been told by everywhere, right? Everywhere we're told like, oh, you're supposed to be this way. Like
Yeah.
you guys aren't supposed to have sex with the same sex, but us, it's okay. You're women.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
And in a way that's good, in a way that's bad. Like,
It's
I
a
think
double standard.
I think
It
it's
is.
good in that straight men should learn from that eventually. Like, I think eventually we'll be in a world where straight guys can fool around with dudes and not think of themselves as gay.
Yeah.
They'll still want women, but
Yeah.
they're not going to be like, oh shit, I'm gay, I kissed a dude. Like,
Burning Man every day.
you should be able, like, there it's an environment that's very free, and I know a bunch of straight guys who decided they wanted to make out with dudes, but their girlfriends were there,
Mm-hmm.
and that's fine.
I know straight guys who have hooked up with dudes.
Yeah.
And who
But like, do they feel bad about it?
In what way?
I've had straight guys who have tried who've like given blowjobs.
Yeah.
And
To give or receive.
but they've
probably.
both, yeah. Did they feel bad about it? No, but some of
Good.
them felt awkward. I would say they felt
Yeah.
I couldn't really get into it fully,
Yeah, yeah.
right? But I do think I mean, I
No,
just
'cause you know the columnist Dan Savage, right?
okay, yes.
Like he has a good thing about where women and gay men don't have the same pressures as straight men do. Like a lot of us gay men have slept with women.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean we're not gay.
Yeah.
And whereas it's so easy for straight men to fail at being straight.
Yeah.
Which is not how it should be.
I feel like it's getting old school though now. Even if you look at comedy in modern culture, this metrosexuality, men complimenting guys. Like, I only have all my straight male friends that I have in LA, I flirt with them and they flirt back with me. It's jokes. But
That's in LA though.
That's LA though, and I
Yeah.
realize that when you go to like regular America,
Yeah.
people are like following the straight code
Yeah.
in a really religious way, and it's so frail. Like, is your manhood that weak? You can't.
It
just,
is.
like,
It is
cover
though.
up and flaunt her around and be straight.
It is. You know what I find? Most of the guys that I like kind of have been seeing recently, because I have definitely like this like alpha male like rah, 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 right? But
Yeah.
all the alpha male dudes that I be fucking, like every single one almost, they're like the little babies inside. You know what I mean? Like, but they don't know. To them, I feel like they've been told all their life, you're supposed to be a man. You're supposed to be a man. You're supposed to be this
Yeah.
way.
You're so tough.
Yeah, you're so tough. Like, don't show them. And then it's like, so they like portray this whole like persona, and then when they get and they find a good woman, right? Because of course all these women out here, some of them, you know, they don't give a fuck if they're just taking you for whatever, whether it's sex, money, whatever it is they can get from you. Because women are realizing now, like, hey, I can get shit.
Yeah.
But they also don't realize that by being this way, we're kind of training men to assume that we will do anything for money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, do you know there's an app called now What's My Price? You've seen it?
I know of this.
Yeah, so basically,
Tell us.
so this girl, I met her the other day. She was 21 years old. She was from North Carolina. She was super innocent and sweet. And she's like, yeah, she's like, so I would never do that. I would never do the because I told her, go on seeking arrangements. You know, that's where I've met people. I said, if you want to meet somebody, you can go on seeking arrangements. And if you need some money, whatever. And she goes, I wouldn't really do that, but I'm on What's My Price. And I'm like, wait a second. You are on an app called What's My Price, but you won't hook up with somebody for money. She goes, no, like it's just for a date. I say, so how much do you want? She's like, $100 for a date.
And they can do it full time. They can get 3 dates, 4 dates a day.
Do you think, though, that they're not fucking?
No, because they'll be offered
A lot more.
It's like, that's for these men. That's the lollipop to lure the little girl into the loft where he pays her $1,500 or whatever. What price.
If he's even lucky. These girls ain't getting paid $1,500.
No, in the beginning. The price goes up when they
first get them, and then the price goes down. I mean, I've been offered $6,000. So my last offer.
Wait. Hey, okay.
Yeah.
The highest price.
Oh, the highest price? Well, I mean, technically, $250,000.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, I turned it down. I turned it down. I should have done it.
You
I was. This was when I
I'll
first.
do it.
This is when I first moved to LA. This is when I first moved to LA. My mentality now is completely different.
And now you're not worth it.
Yeah, now I'm like, yeah, 250. Yeah, give that shit to me.
That rent isn't gonna pay itself.
Yeah, right, bitch. So no, so this guy, he's actually a celebrity. Had his manager come up to me, and he said, look, blah 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 would like to sleep with you. If you're willing, he'll give you $250,000. You just have to come over tonight. And I didn't, obviously, because I was like, oh, I'm trying to be in the industry.
Yeah, it's not how I want to break it.
It's not how I want to break into it. Instead, like, I just want to do it. Because, I mean, my thing is, like, look, if I want to fuck somebody, I'm totally cool with it. Honestly, I have a way.
You just didn't really want to sleep with him.
Well, no, even
attracted
there's this
to him.
guy. Okay, so.
Wait, can we go take a guess? I guess you don't have to answer. Can we guess who we think?
Yeah, you can
Try
go
to
ahead,
pick
but I
this
won't
movie.
answer it.
All right, which male celebrity or female celebrity?
It was Jack Nicholson.
Damn, I would have done that for them Laker tickets, though. Not Jack Nicholson.
No.
Okay.
What's your guess?
Will's like really thinking here.
I think
Definitely
it's
wasn't- definitely
I think it's
wasn't
something.
Rihanna.
I think it's something nuts. I think it's like a black dude. I think it's
How is that nuts?
like I don't know.
Because why are you saying
Yeah.
it's nuts?
Who's that little guy? The funny one.
Kevin
Oh,
Hart.
Yeah, Kevin
okay.
Hart.
No, not Kevin Hart. I know you technically could get this if you really listen to everything I say, but luckily Will probably only listen to half the shit I said.
If you're lucky.
If I'm lucky, right? No, yeah. So that one guy, but really, honestly, I could get my life pretty much. I could do that, right? I could find there's a guy right there now who if I am willing to be his sugar baby for $6,000 a month, I only have to see him twice a month.
Wow.
And he lives. This is another guy, but he lives in Texas, and
But you have to go.
I have to go. He would fly me. He would fly me, pay for me to fly. I would go out for one night. But at $6,000 a month, when I see him, he can do whatever he wants. Whatever.
Does it go crazy?
I didn't do it. Why? Because I'm not trying to get gangbanged by dudes I don't know. When you put yourself in that situation, right? I'm saying anything.
It feels unsafe, right?
Well, yeah, because when guys start paying that kind of money, you can't be like, oh, I'm sorry, I don't want you to use protection. No. So what I do is...
Come on, you could kick any guy's ass. Let's be honest.
Well, that's true. Just sit on them.
Come on, you're like... No, man. You did the boxing stuff forever.
Yeah, back then until I got hurt. I'm injured
I
now.
still think you could pack a punch.
Yeah, I probably could pack a nice punch. Not with these fucking nails, though.
Pack a nice scratch.
Pack a nice scratch. But the thing is that, like, I thought about it because I was like, wow, $6,000 a month would be really nice, right? But then you become owned by somebody. And that's what I think people don't think about is, like, when you really become owned by somebody. Like, and so for me, it's like I have guys around me who have money, but I would rather work for it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think like you're being owned by Uncle Sam and he's fingering you anyway. So
I can't really say much about that, but yes, but I am not being owned by Uncle Sam right now. Uncle Sam, as far as Uncle Sam, I'm not making anything. So.
But I mean, you're rich enough to turn down $6,000 a month. You're not broke.
That's true. That's because that's my other side piece. My other sugar daddy.
Let's get one other guy to pay you $3,000 a month for one visit and make it in like I don't know.
So there is this other guy. There's this other guy in Huntington Beach.
Yeah.
So he's been sending me pictures of him, but he puts like face filters on, so I can't see what he looks like. And he offers me money, and he's always like, so he got up to 1,000 now, 1,000 for 1 hour. And I said, send me a dick pic, and let's see what's going on.
Did he?
No, I haven't got it yet. There's another guy, too, in Vegas. See how easy this is? This is why I'm saying, like, this is the problem. If I wasn't denying them, I would be fucking everybody for money, which is fine. But we, as women, like, I'm not the only one getting this, right? So what are we really teaching men? That we don't have value of ourselves. Because really, to men, it's like, oh, it's pussy. Here.
Yeah.
Throw some money on it, bitch. Let me get in that hole. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Instead, we're taking it. We're just, like, eating it up.
Yeah, but that's like the neoliberal feminist thing to do. You know, fuck with me and get some money. Like, you know, it's like culture. People want that now. Like,
but as a man,
Cardi B's the biggest star in the
I
world
guess you're right.
now.
Fuck with me and get some money.
And all she is the biggest thought in the world. Like, she did it the hardest, right?
Yeah, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but I think though, like, as women, we can't bash men, because if we're gonna sit here and say like, oh, men, all they care about is this, blah, 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 but we're going to be the ones to have our hands out the first time a guy offers you money, I think the issue lies with us both, not with just the man. See, that's my issue with women taking money and then blaming men for being the way they are.
But also, there's another viewpoint, which is that whole dynamic there is incredible and it should be exploited.
What do you mean?
Like saying...
that women should use men for money and men should use their money to get with women. Like, it's a culture that it goes back forever.
I mean, you're right. Women used to use women's pussy to stop wars.
Yeah.
I mean, you have a very valid point. So like, I think it's really just talk.
Isn't it worth something? Don't you think sex is that good?
I mean, personally, I have no problem with somebody taking care of me because they like me fucking them. I mean, in a sense, like, I would expect my significant other to take care of me in some sort of way. I just think, like, for me, Come on, nobody dates a broke guy. That's true. Nobody wants to date a broke guy.
Somebody married you.
Yeah. I was going to say, are you rich? Rich with love. What do you have?
If I was like theoretical, like the stock market, I'd have like huge potential. The gains would be tremendous in 10 years.
10 years.
Yeah, men evolve really slowly, you know. Like
but I think that's another thing women don't think about though, is like, I think men really do think about their financial status versus women. We're more like, we do think about their financial status, but to men, I think it values you. It gives you a value.
Yeah,
well,
sure.
I don't think women place as much importance on money as men do, or they're not as motivated by money as men are. And that's a good thing in many ways, because money isn't going to make you happy.
Yeah.
But, yeah, like...
Sex toys will make you happy, though, with money.
You know.
With that VR sex toy. I'm going to have to try this shit out and let you know, like...
Please do.
I know. I actually saw
When
one.
we come back, you have to tell us.
Yeah.
You have to do it before then.
Let me figure out how to hop up on one of
Is
these.
there like
Yeah.
a PlayStation rental spot on like a strip
Right?
mall?
Excuse me. Do you have the?
Triple X vibrator.
Yeah.
Penetrator.
I've seen some crazy ass shit though. Like there is crazy shit. I think my eyelash is falling off. I put on fake eyelash because I was bored.
Looks good.
I know, thanks guys. They hadn't seen me yet with my short hair, so Will told me that I look old, but it's cool. I'm just kidding. He never said no.
Threw him under the bus.
Yes, I did. He's
I
like,
might as well have said it now.
yeah. But it was so great having you guys on the show.
Happy to be here.
This was awesome. We had some great conversation, and I can't wait to have you back on. Again, make sure, guys, follow them on Instagram at Levenbirds. They got a new album coming out, so you want to make sure to follow them. They're always touring around LA, so you can definitely check out when they play next. And we will have a full special with them, with their brother, when he gets here, when he gets away from the sex club that he's at right now, fucking some... who knows who. And we'll hear more about where they're from and get an idea of what it's like to grow up in a sex cult, but also what it's like to come to then America, because I'm sure that was its own culture shock.
Yeah.
So throw it out one more time, your names and where to find you.
I'm Chris Levenberg,
William Levenberg.
and we're the Levenbirds.
Yes. All right, guys. Thank you so much. And I hope you guys enjoyed that random pussy. It was wet, juicy, and it's only going to get better. I will talk to you soon.